Hi, my name is Rebecca and welcome to my brand new booktube channel. I am so new that I don't have a proper place to record and I'm literally sitting in front of my daughter's closet doors with a lamp on the floor. But no worries, no worries, we'll get a better setup later. I thought I would come on and introduce myself to booktube with some newbie tag questions. So basically it's just a bunch of questions like to introduce myself and let y'all get to know me a little bit and why I'm here and what I have to offer and a little bit who I am. And yeah, so I guess let's get started. Question 1, why did you start this channel? I'm starting it because I've been really getting back into reading lately. I've always been a reader, but I've kind of been getting back into it. And I know booktube has been around for multiple years now, but for some reason, it never dawned on me to look and see if such a thing existed. I've never looked into book reviews on Instagram or YouTube, or Lord knows I'm never on TikTok. It just never dawned on me until like maybe a little bit last year, 2022. And then definitely in 2023, I started seeing it more and more and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a thing. I want to be a part of it. So I've been loving it because something that has always bothered me my entire bookish life is trying to find something to read that I won't feel like will be a waste of my time or kind of goes along with some of my moral values. So I always struggled trying to find something. And I know Goodreads has been around for a while, but even then, reading reviews on Goodreads, it doesn't always give you a whole lot of insight. But something I've loved is the combination between Goodreads reviews and YouTube. How spicy a book is. I'm good for low to 0 spice. They tell you how violent or gory or scary or whatever. Like they give you a little bit more like meat, like what's in it, so that I know if I actually want to spend money on it or spend the time waiting for it at the library or whatever. So yeah, I love that. And then the more I kind of started exploring booktube and I've been really getting into reading lately, I'm like, you know what? I think it'd be fun. What if I started my own channel? And of course my husband was like, you totally should. And I was like, okay. So here we are. Let's go ahead and move on to question number 2. Oh yeah, why did you start the channel? That's back to number 1, is not just that I wanted to be a part of it, but like, I feel like it would be fun to connect with other people who are also into maybe some similar books that I'm into. Maybe we have the same kind of values, the same kind of passions for what we like in a story. I don't know. And then I would love to have somebody to rant and rave about books with. Would y'all be willing to rant and rave with me? Because I would absolutely love that. Question number 2, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? Hopefully my passion. A little nervous to share some of my passion because people are so easily offended these days. You know, just because you don't like something, they think you don't like them, even though I've never met that person. I don't know. I'm hoping I can bring some passion and some good insights and some book reviews and what people can look forward to. Maybe some things that I'd like to review what an author could have done better on occasion. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to the booktube? Passion, reviews, insights, some fun. I hope we can have a lot of fun. I'm really into what's the adventure? I love adventure. What are you most excited for about this new channel? A fun creative outlet, getting to share books with other people and make connections, and maybe I am loving discovering new books to read. I feel like a whole new world has been opened up to me since discovering booktube, and I hope I can help do the same for other people who have maybe been in a similar boat as me. Why do you love reading? I just do. I just do. I think I mean, as I've always kind of been like in my own head bit of a daydreamer, and ever since I was a kid, and I don't know. It's funny though, because like I didn't actually, like I wasn't a reader as a kid. In fact, I sucked at reading and I hated reading until one day I suddenly did, and all of a sudden it was like, I love to read. What are you talking about? So fun. I love going on a good adventure, and I love meeting characters that I just am excited for and can connect with and go on adventures with. It's, for me, it all boils down to the adventure. I want the adventure. Found family and adventures are like two of my favorite things, I think, when it comes to books. What book series got you into reading? Well, like I said, I actually hated reading as a kid, and I wasn't very good at it. Like, I legit, like, I could look at a piece of paper and be like, I just couldn't read. It was a mental thing. It totally was. But then one day, my mom, she homeschooled us. She read to us The Hobbit, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Magician's Nephew, and I was really starting to get piqued at reading then. And then she read Where the Red Fern Grows. Oh my God, I loved it. And The Swiss Family Robinson. That was it. Those books. And all of a sudden I just had to read. I remember my first book that I actually brought home from the library and actually read, because like we went to the library all the time. We were homeschoolers. We were always at the library. But this time I actually like picked up a book to actually read this time. And I read, oh, what is the name of the author? I'll find it. I'll find a picture to insert. Island of the Blue Dolphins. Has anybody else read that book? Island of the Blue Dolphins. I think I borrowed it from the library at least 8 or 10 times. I loved it. And it was an easy read. It was so good. I don't know. That was like my first, I don't know. I was just like, yep, books. I like books. And then my mom had a bunch of Ted Dekker books laying around the house, and I started picking those up. I must have been like 12 or 13 when I started reading those. That was it. Done deal. Loved it. Let's move on. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I don't know if I have any questions, if I'm being honest. How many booktubers keep an actual book journal? A journal where you keep track of everything you've read, and you've made notes in it, and the stars, and like, you know, how many stars you've given it, and all of that. Because something I've been wondering is like, should I start a book journal? Because like, yes, I could leave a review on Goodreads. I've never left a review on Goodreads. All I've ever done is give the star, and that's probably all I'll ever do, because I do not have time to sit there and type up a whole review on Goodreads. I could make the time. I do not feel like it, okay? This is gonna be my outlet basically for reviews. But I've been thinking about, I've always been a pen to paper kind of girl anyway. If I kept a book journal, that would help me with my reviews on YouTube, because then I could just flip through and quickly go, oh yeah, that's that thing I liked about this book, or oh, that's that thing I didn't like, or that's a question I would ask. Do you keep a book journal? How do you like it? And what's your process with it? Is there a special one that you've bought, or do you make your own, like with a bullet journal or something? What do you do? That would be my question, I guess. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I might accidentally tick some people off with some things that I say about books. You know, as I said earlier, a lot of people are easily offended. They think that just because you don't like something means that you are totally hating on them as a person, which I think is kind of weird, but whatever. That's what I could see, is like any drama and consistency. And then, let's see, we got a couple more questions. When did you start reading? Maybe 11 or 12. I think that was it. I remember my mom letting me and my brother climb up a tree. We had a dogwood tree in the backyard, no, side yard. And it was a beautiful late summer, early autumn weather. And we all went and we sat outside under the tree. My mom let me and my brother climb the tree the entire time she read The Swiss Family Robinson. And I mean, if you've read The Swiss Family Robinson, if you know anything about them, you know, this this family that's been traveling by ship. They shipwreck, and they're the only survivors on this desert island, and they end up making a whole life for themselves on this island. They build a tree house, and they deal with all the island stuff of surviving, and so they're climbing trees. They have a tree house, and so therefore I was in a tree in my pretend tree house, and I mean, I don't know. I just did it. That did it for me. It really did. Where do you read? I read mainly on the couch in our living room, but I also will read in bed a lot, and I will stay up entirely too late. I'm trying to work on that. Last night I was up till 3 a.m. Oops. I love book baths. I love to take a nice luxurious bath and read a book. I will sit there in the tub for like a guilty amount of time, like an hour. I think one time I did it to like, I think an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. But I mean, the water was comfy, my book was comfy, I had a glass of wine and some snacks. What was I snacking on? I think I was snacking on popcorn and maybe a cookie or something. I don't remember. I was content, let me just say. I also love to put in like an audiobook. I don't listen to a whole lot of audiobooks, but when I do, I really enjoy them. I usually listen to podcasts, but I do love a good audiobook. I'll listen to that while I'm doing chores, mainly while I'm working in the kitchen or while I'm baking bread or something. I make a lot of bread from scratch, so I spend a long time in the kitchen sometimes, so it's really nice to have something to listen to. What kind of books do you like to read? I love fantasy. I love fantasy, and I love classics like Swiss Family Robinson, Black Beauty, Where the Red Fern Grows, Secret Garden, occasionally some Jane Austen. I really want to try some Sherlock Holmes sometime soon. I'm thinking about trying some this year, and some Agatha Christie, by the way. I like some high fantasy and some low fantasy, so like a mixture of the two. I really enjoyed, like a long time ago, I really enjoyed, like, of course, Harry Potter. Who doesn't like Harry Potter? The Inheritance Cycle, so Aragon, Dragon Riders and all that. That's really fun. I really enjoyed Ted Dekker books. They're so adventurous. They're just so like nonstop. Let's go, adventure. And I like that. So like his books would be like Thunder of Heaven and Blink and what is it called? The books are like Black, Red, White are the first 3 books. Black, Red, and White. They're good. I really enjoyed some low fantasy books by Lindsay Broker. The Emperor's Edge was so fun. My sister-in-law got me into them last year, and I could not put them down. Fortunately, there's multiple books, and I really enjoyed them immensely. I love the found family and the adventures, and it's like a low fantasy, so it's like a little bit of magic. It's a different world, but it's kind of like Earth. There's a little bit of sci-fi sprinkled in there, just a little bit, but it's so fun. It's so fun. Now listen, so I love fantasy, but I struggle with, and I read some Brandon Sanderson's books for the first time earlier this year. I really enjoyed them. I struggle with J.R.R. Tolkien. So I think The Hobbit was a fairly simple read. I really liked that. It was a lot of fun. I barely got through the Fellowship of the Ring. Maybe 10 or maybe 20% of the way through the Two Towers. I almost said the Twin Towers. Wrong towers. The Two Towers. And I just the details, y'all. The details. It's a struggle. My legs are falling asleep right now. I read The Throne of Glass earlier this year. That was a lot of fun. Oh, my legs are falling asleep. So I think I'm gonna wrap up this video because I have a whole nother video to record after this one, and my legs are falling asleep. That is my booktube newbie tag. It is, I'm sure, completely all over the place. I'm gonna try to edit it and try to make it flow and a little bit more consistent and not so crazy, but we'll see. Yeah, so also hopefully not this next video, because I'm gonna probably be sitting right here. But after the next video, the third video, hopefully I'll have a much better lighting and setting and everything. But you know what? I just couldn't wait to get started. I was like, I can't wait any longer. Here we are. Yeah, so thanks for sticking with me, and I can't wait to talk books with y'all.